What's it doing now? It's working.
It's recorded?
Okay.
Okay. Hi, this is Karisma Appedole. I am at the New Life Expo show with the Alchemy singing bowls and crystal stones. I'm going to talk about how they are so much needed in our time with the human resonance of 14 hairs and how we should handle ourselves to survive. Alchemy singing bowls produce a sound that is called a sine wave. This sine wave is the whole electromagnetic spectrum of sound and light. Then it means that everything in our universe, is inside the sound wave, which the alchemy singing bowls call.
Hello.
So here we are all set up. So it's better because that way you can listen. So it's so important because our Almighty Creator represents Himself by 3 numbers and 1 that is a double 1. A number and a geometrical pattern structure. The pi is a number and a geometrical pattern structure. This is the pi ratio in movement. And this is how it begins to bring up. So it's so important that we understand that the pi ratio always works in a crystalline structure and will handle all of our atomic system. What is an atomic system? An atomic system I call when all of your organs, all of your cells, and all of your systems of the body are built up with atoms and atomic particles and subatomic particles. So nowadays it's extremely important to understand this because the sun is having an extraordinary activity of electromagnetic activity, mostly magnetic, and is sending high range of frequencies that people is getting out of balance. Not only the sun, also the moon. So it's important to understand that the magnetic field now is faster than the electric field because the rotation and translation movement of planet Earth built up the magnetic field of the planet and of each of one atom. So then the atomic, the magnetic field in its atoms is more accelerated because of the human resonance to 14 hertz, and the electric field is slower in most persons, and it causes a very high unbalance in their health, in their consciousness, and in everything that is success in their lives. So why? Because the electric field is built up of photons. Photons is a particle that you can see with the 5 senses. And that is the little rays of the sun that you see. When they call it the rays of the sun, it's like a force that moves. But when they are inside your electrons, they can build it from 2.5 photons to 12. And what happens? It happens that you get taught by your conduct behavior. So nowadays, if you can shift and transform your conduct behavior to heart expansion, to produce the unification of heart and mind, and produce TACHIONIC energy, the singing bowls are producing it always. And I will go back to one important thing. Albert Einstein only mentioned Pythagoras and Galileo Galilei in his physics, and I'll tell you his practical one. But I will mention also Imhotep in Egypt. Imhotep was also a physicist, but he was 4,800 years ago. He was also an architect of Saqqara Step Pyramid and 12 pyramids in that complex, aligned to Andromeda. So, the important thing, and I would like that he's honored, is that all the Step Pyramid is built with quartz, and it's a complex of quantum machinery. Plus, he used 7 different chambers of each key. I only have 4 here, tuned up to resonate with his pupils, so they can have the galactic consciousness or the transformed consciousness that time. So he did the structure and used in Egypt the quartz bowls of alabaster, which is very similar, and also he used alchemy bowls of vanadium, indium, gold, emerald. Not all people know this because some things are still hidden. But besides that, he was the father of medicine, a multi-genius, and there is evidence in papyrus and in many things that are left in Egypt. So it's a great challenge for us today to do what he had already done, produce tachyonic energy by quantum physics. But in order to produce it, he used the alchemy and the quartz mold. So this is an important unification I'm doing in time, so you can understand that he maintained Egypt 3,000 years in peace, and he was the structure of all the rest of the pyramids. The most important complex is Saqqara, not Kemet. So now it's very important that you get the point here. Let's see, because it has been moved. That the alchemist singing bowls have everything within them. The sine wave, which is a whole spectrum of light and sound that resonates with the cells in the diatonic scale of music, which is the descension of God, of the light of our Almighty Creator, and we have also the chromatic scale, which is the ascension of us to God when we are doing our work in the planet. So now, after 13,542 years, is the time and the great challenge of the crystalline bridge to be shifted on the planet. It's our only opportunity to have the transformation of our consciousness. So look, the magnetic field, the problem that people die getting so sick is because the magnetic field, which, can somebody help me? The magnetic field always is more dense, see? And the electric field should be light, moving faster. But now, the Schumann resonance, rotation, correlation movement of planet Earth is moving, which builds up the magnetic field of the planet and also of us, is moving faster. And what happens? It happens that the imbalance between the photons in the electric field and the quartz and the neutrons in the magnetic field are having a great imbalance that is causing people to be very acid and down. So we have opaque balls which represent the magnetic field, and we have, because they absorb light. So they were the physical reality of 5 senses, our physical body. And each one is a light and sound filament of the diatonic scale, which is equivalent to the asymmetric logarithm or pi and the Star of David. And the C chakra moves the carbon of the body, which means the electricity where the photons are. So if your conduct behavior doesn't change, the photons that move the nervous fluid in third dimension won't go to the higher C to fourth dimension, which is an anti-gravitational state. So this is the important thing. When Imhotep used the magnetic and electric field for the centrifugal forces in equilibrium to produce tachyonic energy at 533,066 kilometers per second, then all the healing is absolute. It means we are balanced. It's our fifth anti-dimension, Akashic record crystalline read, and that is the change of the planet. We go to fifth and seventh, fifth dimension and seventh dimension. So if we don't wake up, open our eyes and act and apply, we lose the opportunity of evolving the many thousands of years that you don't know this race in planet Earth is very special. We're very special. We have 22 genetics from extraterrestrials, the basic ones, and all. So, this is the transparent goals represent the emotional body, the mind, the soul, spiritual one, because we don't touch it, we don't see it. It is in the fourth and the fifth, higher frequencies, dimension. So it's very important that light here goes through and is not absorbed. See? Like the magnetic or the opaque singing. So whenever we play balls, we use the ones that handle the magnetic and the electric fields in the sets. Very important, because that way the Merkaba of the contra-gear and against the clock and for the clock, then they are balanced. So now, when you work too much gravity, we don't have anti-gravity. And if we have more anti-gravity, we have less gravity. So gravity means karma, and anti-gravity means dharma. So the virtues of our heart, the virtues of the soul, are the ones that people need to do an application right away to produce anti-gravity. Because anti-gravity is the state on which the planet is on 14 Hertz. For instance, each one of us has a body at a molecular status in the physical reality in the third level. That is third dimension. 1, 2, 3 dimensions. But the contra-clockwise, this is clockwise, but the contra-clockwise, it's always 1 octave hertz up, will be the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. They go inside. See? Just imagine. This is the work of space-time, so now it's simple to imagine this. But what happens? Simultaneously, multidimensionally, we have a representative of a body in third dimension, fourth dimension, because it's an dimension mirror image. 1 octave high, fourth, the fifth, and the sixth. So the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth dimension work in energy, and the sixth in geometry. That is why Albert Einstein said, of physics, gravity is the curvature of space-time. Because without acceleration, we don't have curves. And if we don't have curves, it means that the perpetual law of inertia of Galileo Galilei said we only have an 180-degree horizontal plane eternally unless we exert a force in it, and then the vertical axis will stand. If the vertical axis doesn't stand, we cannot work the world we have. It's very important. 90 degrees and 180 degrees interaction, because a diatonic scale of music works on 90 degrees divided on 45 times 8, and a chromatic works on 30 degrees divided by 12 times 12. So the old rays of planet Earth, the first and second level of consciousness, absorb from 2.5 photons in their electrons until 6. But the new race is now from 7 to 8 in the third and fourth of 3. So no one else can be in planet Earth because the law of resonating waves. Albert Einstein very clearly said in his reason, gravity is the alteration, is the perturbation or alteration of mass of space in the presence of mass. So it exists a contact between the waves, and that is resonance. So if we don't resonate properly to the higher octaves, to have an equilibrium in the 0 point of each key, we are not balanced. We are not in a rhythm, in a multidimensional awakening. So now it's important that you understand very much, for instance, this is the acceleration of the speed of light. The speed of light accelerates because, you know, in mechanics you work. Physics is the part that you study nature. How things happen, why things happen, but to the philosophical framework we have to put equations. If not, it won't be physics. Galileo Galilei was the father of physics in this part of the history. So, in order to understand physics, we have mechanics, which studies the movement, forces, equilibrium, and the transformations they do. The transformation is done by acceleration. So how do we accelerate ourselves in alchemy in all ways? What do the poles will do to you? Help you be and maintain alkalinity. It is a vibrational meditation. This is the magnetosphere of the planet. This is the heart chakra, and it's the same. See, it's the same geometry. So the heart now is the one that has to learn to be, not really, to be like having courage, that having understanding, that having love, mercy, compassion, the heart. And then you unify it with your mind, and then you can use that young energy, which is the energy of fifth dimension. 533,066 kilometers per second, where our Akashic records are. So I would like, because I see new faces, since I'm a psychic at CCC, since some came late, if anybody would like to make a question before I continue. Yes?
So is it the heart and the mind become one and you create tectonic energy?
Yes.
Is that the same thing as the causal plane that the alchemists talk about, the solar plane?
I cannot hear you.
The causal plane.
Is that the same as the causal plane?
I don't hear. Sorry.
Is that the same as the causal plane or the subtle plane the alchemists talk about? About manifesting?
Well, in a way, yes. Remember that semantics, which is the part of language that gives the meaning of words, sometimes it is like ambivalent, like that. But I am more a mathematician, see? So I speak in the logical part. That's why I use geometry. Because by geometry, it doesn't mean you don't understand. Even if you don't understand, it amends, it corrects your atomic system. Because geometry is everything. Everything to energy. Energy and light, forces and acceleration. That is physics. When you work matter in space and time. See, for instance, Einstein said the purpose of mechanics is to describe how bodies change in space with time. See? So how bodies change and transform. See? That's the purpose. It's his own words. So the purpose that you have to have always is to transform to accelerate. Because nowadays you don't have a choice. The planet is accelerated in 14 years. But we're in that vehicle and you are not accelerated to that extent, especially the electric field. Because the magnetic is pulled up. See, it's pulled up by the planet. Your magnetic field, your atoms. But not the electric, because the electric needs photons. And the photons are heavy, and the electrons are heavy. And if they are heavy, they give a big imbalance. See, heavy electrons give a problem. I don't know if the doctor is here, but they give a problem. And that is only purified with the help of both, with the help of the matrix, as I work with the quadrature of the circle, and with your heart. What is the heart? I have here, you see, this is our Milky Way galaxy. Everybody has seen it. But the Milky Way galaxy is the same. It's the logarithm asymmetric spiral of Dorn-Nicolas-Low. So that's the representation of the action that it gives to all of our cells, mind, soul, everything. So if we are galactic beings, we need to have a bilateral balance also. The quartz, here I have the quartz. All of our singing board are built with quartz. And the quartz works with geometry of a parabole and a hyperbole. Yes?
So I also heard that the singing bowl with the frequency can actually clear negative energy for crystals.
Yes, for everything.
For everything, not just crystals. Okay.
Not only crystals, anything. You see? It is because they interact. See, they interact. The vibration, I told you that our Almighty Creator at the beginning, our beginning, manifests himself in his creation by three numbers. One is the pi, which is a number 1.68. I have it here. You have it there. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And at the same time, it's in a geometrical figure. So when this geometrical figure is in movement, it becomes the cone or the Tower of Babel, or it is called the time cone in general relativity, which today is very famous because Einstein is having 100 years with the theory and successful of general relativity. Yes, ma'am.
So you're saying that with the bow, we bring our being to like every note is what you call it, cada nota, 7 notes, right? 7.
You speak Spanish?
Sí.
A ver, pregúntame en español.
Sí. Bueno, necesitamos 7 singing bowls para tener todas las.
Sí, eso es un set que vas a tener. I'm going now to talk in English. She asked me if they needed a seven set of that on the scale. Is the best because then you will have the connection. Each light or sound filament connects a chakra. See, and the chakra is the one that moves all of your organs and moves all of you. I'm looking for the chakra.
What about the solfeggio scale, Karisma?
Oh, the solfeggio scale is very magical and it heals love also.
So that the scales.
This is the chakra, okay? You see the colors, which is also tuned up to a sound. The C, the D, the orange, the red, you see? The problem of people is, as I said, in the chakra red one, which is the one that moves electricity because the carbon is the element that works there. And a battery without carbon doesn't move anything. So the electricity are the photons that you have. But those photons are not from the sun exactly. They are the light you produce from the computer, which is very different. You see, a photon is a force of movement when it's out of your own cell, let's say in space. But whenever it's in your cell, you're going to do a resonating of your quantum behavior, what you absorb. this ball absorbs light. You absorb light. But also, to hold the absorption of the light, you need to have a good conduct behavior alcohol. You see? You understand that? Because if not, there's no other way to make it. So the ball and my matrices are among the few things, these are one of the matrices of the quadrature of the circle, where I apply Pythagoras. The second rays absorbs light in the brain at 30 degrees, 30. But the new rays absorbs light at 45 degrees. So it's very different, of 15 degrees difference, which is the evolution of the rays. So nobody can handle the frequency of the planet if they don't resonate. See, resonating means that you merge like swimming in the water. But you don't do this back that people are doing. That is what causing deaths. That's what causing sicknesses. That is what causing suicide. That is what's causing stress. That is what's causing every imbalance, emotional and psychological and physical. That means that you are bouncing against the current. Fear is one, anger is one, and fear is this. See? Okay, this is the seed. Okay, I'm going to begin the meditation. It was, you know, at the beginning we had problems with the okay? I'm going to begin the meditation and sing a song for you. And don't applaud nothing because we're going to the Kundalini, to raise the Kundalini, okay? So just, Paul, can you kindly help me with the ball so I start the...
Did you hold it for her?
When the night is cloudy love and peace. There will be an answer, let it be. Love and peace. Continuing the meditation, please. Relax, please. Now, we're going to try, all of you which are prepared, to bring out the Kundalini energy that is stopping the low sea. Low sea. Try to deliver out, liberate all your desires that are not possible, that are not good, that are dense. Liberate them, please. Liberate them, please. All of you prepare. Go to the ICU. And you will be free of your own anger, of your own desires, of your own fears, of your own demons. You feel light, much light over you. The freedom of being happy. The freedom of having wisdom. The freedom of being respect. Humility, compassion, understanding and respect, common sense to others, to yourself, to our Almighty Creator, and be unified each other, which is the great challenge to transmit in the fourth dimension at the speed of light what we are doing good and transformation since the capital of the world in New York for the rest of the planet. You are not here just by randomness. You are here because you work for it and are going to work in help others. Try to stretch out, please. And we're now here in New York, in the Pennsylvania, in your consciousness. Say your own name, please. Free, happy, wise. That is what our Almighty Creator wants. May God bless you. Thank you for coming. We're having another lecture with Paul Yutz, one of the co-founders of Crystal Tones. He's the genius of the balls, I tell you. Lupito is signature here in California. And he's also doing another lecture. We're having a JJ lecture, 3 more lectures, so you are invited to come. The most to our group. Play the balls now. Really, we need the balls each one of us. It's not something just to have it like a fancy thing. It's something that really works for us, our family, our business. Come to our group, please. Play the balls alive.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you. you'd like to put your name and your email address, then Karisma will email you and contact you on Facebook. A lot of her physics is very complicated, so she can explain things to
So you
you.
sell this here?
You build again
The balls?
Yes.
spirituality.